So what we have here today is a package that came in today from Japan, all the way across the world. This is something that I've been saving for, something that I've been waiting to get for such a long time. And I was finally able to secure one for a pretty reasonable price. And what I'm talking about today is a Rolex watch. Before we talk too much about the watch itself and go through the specs and talk about why I got it, and even the finances behind it, because that's a big, topic behind Rolex watches, let's just crack this thing open and see what we got. So I purchased this from Chrono24, which is a really huge marketplace for various brands of watches. You can get new watches, pre-owned watches. This specific one is a pre-owned one. So inside here, we have a receipt. I'm just covering my address right now, but here is the watch. It is the model number 16233, which is a Rolex Datejust 36mm with the fluted bezel and the Jubilee bracelet. Alrighty, so here we have the box. I did not get it with box and papers, so it's just a watch only. The box that this is in right now just seems to be some generic one. All right, so it's just a black box without any sort of labeling or branding on it. Alrighty, and this branding on here is just the seller that I bought it from, Brand Shop Lips. So if you guys ever stumble across this shop on Chrono24, they have a lot of great stuff. They are a well-trusted seller with thousands and thousands of reviews. Wow, wow, wow. Would you look at that? We have a piece of bubble wrap covering the face of the watch, which I'm gonna carefully peel off by hand. Wow, look at that. Whew. There's still a piece of plastic on here, so I'm gonna try to remove that as well. It looks like literally saran wrap. And we do have the original sticker back here. It is definitely corroded, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and peel that off because I want this thing to look nice and fresh. Oh, it looks like we have ran into a problem already, actually. Oof, there is some goo on here. So it seems like this sticker has been on here for ages. But yeah, what we have here today is the Rolex Datejust 36mm, reference number 16233. It features a two-tone color and it is made with stainless steel and 18 karat gold. And even just looking at the bracelet itself, there's a little bit of stretch, but it's really not that bad. The condition of the watch was considered very good, and clearly it is very good because for one, the stretch is decent, it's minimal, it's not overkill. And also just the finish on here, it doesn't seem to be heavily polished or anything. No scratches or any heavy sort of wear and tear on here. The overall condition is really, really great. So with this being a 36mm, it's a little bit smaller. I have a smaller wrist, so I opted for the 36, which is very versatile, it's very unisex. Of course, we have the Jubilee bracelet on here, which is highly sought after, and the Oyster clasp. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up as well. Take a look at the condition of this. It's very, very shiny. Yet again, it doesn't look like it's been polished. It's like basically mint condition. So there is a chance that the bracelet was replaced or something. But yeah, the condition of a Rolex really determines its price, which I want to get to later. But with it being a very good condition watch, it's really going to retain its value when it comes to selling it. So let's just pop this on and see what it looks like. It might be a little bit too big for the time being. I definitely have to get the lugs adjusted. So it's a little bit loose. I have a 7-inch wrist, and I believe this is supposed to fit a 7.5. And typically it does come with a little bit more links, so it is missing a few, which is not the end of the world. You can either get replacement ones, but for me, I don't need more because this is already loose for me. So I went ahead off camera and actually cleaned up the residue on the back of the watch. And as you can see, it looks really, really good. It's really shiny. There's no heavy scratches or anything on here. So overall, I gotta say the watch is in very good shape. Now let's talk about the big topic, the price that I paid for this watch. And I think I got it for a really, really, really good price. So like I mentioned earlier in this video, I got this from Japan. And the reason why I went for Japan is because it's significantly cheaper when you buy a Rolex overseas. I did have to pay an import tax of around $150, but that didn't really affect the overall price that much because I already got it for such a low price. So this is the report over here that came with the watch. And the price over here, the subtotal came out to $4,500, which is extremely well priced for this. Now, according to watchcharts.com, the market price is $6,171. And with me paying $4,500 for this watch, I'm already up $1,500 just based on my purchase price. And even if you look at the chart down here, for the 1 year, that price remains pretty dang stable. It has lows of around $5,500 and highs of $6,500, but even so, it is still beyond what I paid for this. I even went ahead and actually done an appraisal, and it's estimating $53.46. I see plenty of listings out there on the market for around $6 grand, $6,200, like on eBay, and they are selling fast. Now, two-tone watches in the watch world is usually not highly sought after, with it being, kind of in between. It's not a fully stainless steel watch, it's not a fully gold watch, and because of that, the demand is not as strong as the other variants. But it's not to say that there is no demand for this, because these are still selling like hotcakes. And if you guys are in the market for a 16233, you can find plenty of these on Chrono 24 for around 4,500, maybe 43. It's really not hard to find. And this is definitely a great investment if you are looking for something long-term, or if you wanted to just have something in your arsenal. And that is why I picked this thing up. It wasn't necessarily for a flip, because if I wanted to flip it, I could. What I would do is actually change out the pins in here just to reduce that, sagginess. Even though it's not that bad, I would probably buy, extra lugs just to fill it in, and also buy a box. And by then I can probably upcharge it for around 63 or so. But the main reason why I purchased this watch is a way to diversify my portfolio. You don't want to have all your money caught up in just one thing. There's plenty of options out there for investments. Obviously, you can, invest in stocks, a high interest savings account, and those are usually safer with lower gains, maybe 7% a year. But by just purchasing this watch alone, I'm already up 10%, even if I were to sell it for a lower price. My goal with this watch is more so to keep it for myself in my personal collection as an emergency fund, so to speak. So if for some reason I need to sell it, I can get most of my money back, if not more. And on top of that, it's a very usable item. I can still wear it. I can, dress it up, dress it down, whether for casual or for professional settings. It's a very versatile option, and I think this model specifically is the perfect, most balanced option to get, just because it's a mix between the vintage style, also the modern style. And the reason why I really like this generation is because it has a lot of the features that the newer models have for much lower of a price. You get the sapphire crystal, you get the really high quality 3135 movement, and I feel like even the price is really justified on this. For the same price, you can go ahead and buy a fully stainless steel Datejust. And by getting the two-tone, with having a little bit of 18 karat gold on here, there's also some material value, which is really, really important. The value of gold has increased significantly over the past year, and that also contributes to the increased value of this watch, even from a material standpoint. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to kind of just share my new pickup. I'm really, really excited about this watch. I can't wait to wear it, for formal events, or some days that, that I'm casual, that I just want to dress myself up. I want to put you guys on to some cool investments as well. If you are in the watch market, this is definitely something to consider. So this is it, my new Rolex that I picked up for myself. It's not actually my first Rolex, it's my second one. I'm really excited to have this in my collection now, and I definitely will make good use of it. Even though it's in perfect condition right now, I wouldn't mind if it got a scratch or two, or I bang it up here and there. As nice as it is, a watch is still a watch at the end of the day. It's meant to be used, it's meant to be worn, so I'm definitely gonna make good use out of it, and hopefully I can own it for a few years without having to sell it for whatever reason. Unless, of course, someone offers a ridiculous amount for it, then I would definitely want to sell it for the profit's sake. Here we have it, guys. The Rolex Datejust 36mm, the 16233 model. And man, isn't this an absolute beauty? Along with the gold dial on here as well. Just really, really pairs perfectly. If you guys like watches, if you guys are into this stuff, make sure to drop a like and a comment below. Maybe in the future, if I have other pickups, I can show it to you guys and talk about it, go through the specs. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.